In this edition of an all-new Line and Length in association with Massey United Insurance, we get up close and personal with Test cricket's latest sensation, Joshua DaSilva, and his dad shares some growing-up secrets. Fidel is back at age 39 and still bowling with fire. We hear from him with Tino best across the continent in India representing the Masters. And Reverend Sir Wes Hall still glowing about his statue unveiling last year. Line and Length in association with Mass United Insurance starts now.
What a pleasure it is to have on our new Line and Length in association with Mass United Insurance. I've got the father and son pair of Joshua DaSilva and Michael DaSilva. Gentlemen, so glad to have you on our program. First of all, let me start with the elder DaSilva first. Michael, it must be very proud for you to see your son finally make a dream come true and you to watch it of playing Test cricket.
Barry, first of all, let me say thank you for having me on your show, and hello to all your guests. And to answer your question, it brought great joy to me watching my son play Test cricket, if that answers your question.
Indeed, it does. And Joshua, I want to put to you, how, when you were growing up, how did you know that you wanted to be a cricketer?
I didn't. Thank you for having me, first of all. But growing up, I always wanted to be a football player. I never thought I would be a cricketer. Football was my first love. Always grew up playing football. I always played cricket in the house with dad, and when I got into secondary school, I played a little bit. But I was always, first choice was football growing up until about Form 5 where I had to choose. But yeah, it was always football growing up.
No, Michael, we're going to talk a bit of different things, but I'm going to go back to that very famous victory for the West Indies in both the Test matches. Let's start with the last Test first. What was the joy for you watching that? And did you believe that the West Indies were capable, Michael, of pulling off such a victory?
Yes and no, but I know Joshua believed. And once he believed, I believed, because I know once he thought he had a chance to do it, I know he would do it. And why I said that is because when he played for the emerging players, not on one occasion, but on many occasions, even though it looked like they were going to get knocked out of that conversation, Josh told me that they were going to win that competition. And he did. And they did, So I knew once Joshua believed he had a fighting chance, he would win the competition.
Joshua, what was the dressing room like in terms of what was being said with the coaches? I know Phil Simmons is a very positive man, but from the first test when things looked dicey, 395 or 96 was a hell of a target. What was the coach saying to both yourself and to the rest of the players?
Well, we got into that game on the fifth day, and we sat down, we had our team meetings, we said our prayers, and then coaches told us, look, this match, something great is going to happen, but we need to believe that it's going to happen. So we made our plans. We just said, let's get through the first hour. Once we get through the first hour, let's set that standard. And just so happened, we got through the first 2 hours without losing a wicket. Came back to lunch. Then we went again. He said, okay, first 15 minutes is theirs. And then you all can start to be yourself again after that 15 minutes. Get in. And then that first hour is important again. And then another 2 hours went by. Still haven't lost a wicket. So going into the last two hours of the game, I would say we were in front, but we never thought we were in front. We always stayed humble, and we always thought that we still needed to do a lot of work, and a lot was still to be done. Kyle Mayers, again, what an innings that was. It was definitely something special, and coach said it before the day even started.
Now, I know that Ross Taylor as well had some very special words for you in New Zealand. How much of an impact did what he said to you about your budding career and getting your first half century back then mean to you?
No, it made a lot of sense. I was on 49 and I turned down a single, so I was thinking of the team, and it was the right thing to do. But looking back at it again, I'll do the same thing again. I'll still turn down the single, but it's a great thing for Ross Taylor to tell me, like, just you need to get that one run, and then you could see about everything other than that. A different perspective of the game, and coming from such a senior man like him, it definitely went a long way.
Michael, in terms of cricket and in terms of being a cricket lover, has cricket always been something that you enjoyed watching, growing up watching West Indies cricket?
Ever since, my favorite sport was always cricket. I mean, Josh could tell you, when he was a little boy, maybe 4 years old, 5 years old, he one of his gifts was a plastic bat and stumps, and he used to take the dog's ball, which was a cloth ball, and bring it to me while I was sleeping in bed early in the morning. And I would have to throw that ball to him with a plastic bat, and I would throw that ball as hard as I can. And believe you me, he would hit it. Josh even trained our dog to play catch with him. He would take the ball and throw the ball to the dog, and the dog would hit it with his nose and throw it right back to him. So ever since then, I knew Joshua. He was a sportsman, and I loved the game. So I more or less pushed him to take cricket, and that choice came up when he was in high school.
When you look at the upcoming series against Sri Lanka, it's on our doorstep. I'm sure that you'll be in that starting 11. How do you see that series against Sri Lanka, and what are some of your goals for the upcoming series in the coming year?
Well, hopefully just getting to get the opportunity to play for West Indies again, just continue my form that I have with the bat and continue bringing on the boys from behind the stumps and doing my job. Just to get the opportunities and put my best foot forward, and hopefully just do the best that I can for the rest of the year and play in all the test matches to come and do my best for West Indies.
Some people are even saying that Joshua DaSilva perhaps should open the batting for the West Indies if he were called upon. Is that something that you would cherish and would like to do?
I'm a team man. Whatever the team needs me to do, if somebody else needs to slot in the keeping position and I need to open it, it's something I'm willing to do. I'm a bit comfortable now at 6'7", but if it's needed, I'm very happy to take on the challenge and get the job done.
In terms of cricket, you play Test, but there's also the 50 over, there's also the T20, and a lot of other formats keep emerging. Is Test cricket where you want to leave your legacy, or you see yourself branching out into other parts of cricket?
Definitely, I want to play all formats, but my goal is to play 100 Test matches for West Indies. I don't think a wicketkeeper for West Indies has done it before, so that would be the goal of mine. But obviously, your formats of cricket, so ODI cricket, T20 cricket. So just play as much cricket as I can while the body is healthy, and just keep fit and do what I have to do.
What other sports do you like?
As Dad said, I'm a sportsman. I play anything with a ball. Golf, tennis. We were playing volleyball this morning on the beach. Anything with a ball, I enjoy doing. Basketball. Just give me a ball and I'll be playing.
Michael, in terms of this upcoming Test series, unfortunately, there's a lockdown in Trinidad and Tobago. If there wasn't a lockdown, would you be traveling all over the Caribbean following your son?
I would have definitely been joining him at this series if I could have. Trinidad, we are locked down here, and I don't think they're going to do anything about opening our borders. I'm pretty sure I could get out, but coming back in, I would probably have to quarantine. So that's the only thing that's stopping me right now. But I would like to witness a Test match with my son playing, of course.
Now you've got your son there. He's far away. He's in Antigua, getting ready for this series. What words would you like to tell him, looking ahead to that Test series, and tell me what you told him after coming back from Bangladesh?
I told him just keep doing what you're doing. You already have the talent. Nobody could give you the talent anymore. All you have to do is work on your mental game. Continue working on your mental game, and you will master the game. And that's what I told him. Good luck. The sky's the limit, young man. It all depends on how far you want to go. You have what it takes. You have the ability. Do it.
Thank you so much. And Michael, do you have any other kids that are into sports, or any other kids generally?
Yes, I have two kids. Josh has an elder brother. He lives in Tobago. He's not a sports guy at all. And Josh has an elder sister. She lives in Canada. She was recently married and moved up to Canada, but she is a fitness freak. She is actually a coach at a very high-end gym in Peterborough, which is just outside Toronto. And she loves what she does. I think eventually she wants to open up her own gym. So we just have some sort of athleticism in our family.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on Line and Length in association with Master United Insurance. Looking forward to seeing what Josh has to offer for Sri Lanka, and looking forward, Mike, to see what you have to say to him when he succeeds again.
Life comes at you fast. At Master United Insurance, we pride ourselves on being here for our customers when they need us. And even though we can't step in and prevent disasters, we can be there for you when they happen. That's why it pays to be a part of the Massey United Insurance family. We provide insurance for almost anything you need, with service that goes above and beyond your expectations.
So when you need general insurance for home, auto, accident, commercial, marine, and travel,
Massey United Insurance has got you covered, because we're here for everything.
visit us online at masseyunitedinsurance.com.
Hi, I'm Barry Wilkinson, and I'm excited about our new season of Line and Length in association with Massey United Insurance. This season, we are happy through our sponsors to assist junior athletes and sports persons on a monthly basis to be the beneficiary of a donation of sporting gear. Clubs, coaches, and sporting organizations can nominate persons to receive assistance. The donations will be given each month to assist with social improvements and a relief program aimed at exposing and promoting youth in sport throughout the Caribbean. How to reach us to submit your nomination? Send me an email to the address below, or send a note to our Facebook page or our IG page. Tell us about your athlete and why they should receive the support. Nominations for the month should be submitted no later than the 15th of every month. After a careful selection process, a donation will be made in a different island every month starting from March 2021. I'm so excited, and we must thank Massey United Insurance. So get writing and watching the new season of Line and Length.
What a great pleasure it is to have two fast bowlers on my program today. I've got Tino Best and also Fidel Edwards, one playing for the West Indies senior team, the other playing for the West Indies Masters team. Fidel, I'm going to start with you. So happy to have you back playing for the West Indies in the Maroon again. First of all, how does it feel to be back?
It's a pleasure to be back and an honor to represent the West Indies once again. I'd just like to thank the coaches, the captain, the selectors for having faith in me and selecting me once again to represent the West Indies and for me to continue living my dream of representing the West Indies.
Fidel, what was that turning point for you for, coming back to play for the West Indies? It seems like in the last 3 to 6 months, there was that particular vigor to try and get back playing for them again. What was it?
I'm just happy to be back. I can't say it's a right or wrong moment, but for me, I've never given up on representing the West Indies. Last year, I came back in the CPL. I've made myself available, and I'm just thankful that the selectors saw my performances fit enough to select me once again, and I'm just thankful to be here.
I can't help but ask you about that very famous over now that you bowled to none other than Nicholas Pooran in the T10 tournament in Abu Dhabi. To me, that said that Fidel Edwards was ready again. Perhaps you knew that you were going to come back at that particular stage, but that over and that whole movement, as we watch it, it said, look, I am back and I'm happy to be back. Tell me about that over.
It was the finals and everyone was G'd up. I saw the wicket had a little bounce, and I knew once I could get the ball in the right areas, I knew I was in with a chance. The ball was still swinging, and I pushed him back on the back foot, and I got the ball right up. And I was lucky enough to get the wicket. But gladly for me right now, we're in the same team. I don't have to bowl at him, hopefully for the rest of the year. But I know he's going to do great things for the West Indies. He's going to do great things for any team he's going to play in. And I wish him the best, and I hope we can continue to have a good career.
How long do you want to keep going? I mean, you're 39 now. Chris Gill is 41. He says he's going to play till he's at least 45. Do you see yourself as a fast bowler going on that long? What energy do you think you'll have to play not only T20s, but perhaps other formats? How long is this going to last for you?
I can't say I'm going to play as long as Chris. I saw an article saying he want to play till he's 45, but by then I'm going to be probably into coaching, and that's what I want to do. In the near future, I want to finish up my coaching badges this year, and hopefully by next year I can get all my level 3, 4 finished by then, and hopefully I can slot into that role as a coach.
And Tino, let me ask you, you're all the way in India playing in the Road Safety Masters International Tournament. What is it like out there?
Yeah, the competition is good, Barry. The Indian squad is a bomb squad. They got Sachin, they got CY, they got all the big boys, all the retired Zaire Khan, Yuvraj Singh. They come to win. England has a very strong squad as well. And Kevin Peterson, James Treadwell, Obi Shah, Ryan Sidebottom, just to name a few. Bangladesh got a competitive side as well with guys like Javid Omar and a couple of the other guys that have done really well for Bangladesh. And West Indies, our squad led by Brian Lara. Sri Lanka is led by Dilshan, very strong squad as well. So, and South Africa, with Jack Rudolph and Herschel Gibbs and those guys. So it's a competitive tournament. Guys aren't as fit as they used to be, but guys want to win and get the bragging rights over each other, and then just enjoy. And I think it's a good initiative in terms of like bring all the guys back together that played in that generation against each other. And you can still learn. I still speak to Sachin about batting so that I can get that knowledge from him and carry to a youngster in Barbados. The same thing with Brian Lara. So, you're still learning. You never stop learning. And you got to be a student of the game. So, it's so good to be around guys like Mullitharan. Muli's playing for Sri Lanka. It's awesome to play with these guys. So, the competition is good. A lot of guys playing off of memory. and not the physicality of when we were young and vibrant and stuff. But a good tournament and good competition as well, Barry. So, very competitive. And everything is all good and smiles. And as soon as the competitive juices start to get into you, you get mean. So it's good fun. And I just hope that we can do well. And I want to win. I want West Indies to win this tournament. So we got 3 games remaining. We need to win all 3 of those games. So good stuff. So I just hope that we can do well.
Tino, what is the squad like for the West Indies? Who are some of the star players in the lineup that will be representing the Maroon?
Yeah, we got a good squad. We lost our first 2 games prior to COVID, but I think that the squad is being reinforced. It's got a lot stronger, a lot more mobile bodies. We are being led by Brian Lara, of course, the legend, the greatest batsman ever. And we got Carl Hooper. You got Suleiman Ben, Narsin Dionarain, Dan Hayat, William Perkins, Dwayne Smith. Cannot forget him. Myself, Pedro Collins. We got a good squad. So we just got to go there and get the Benji's Balsam going again, Barry, and the Voltaren and the Cataflams, and I think that we'll be all right. But yeah, it's good fun to be back with the boys. It's always good fun to hear these stories. We've been through a lot with some of these guys. We playing cricket since we were at school together. With like me and Dwayne Smith at Garrison. So a lot of camaraderie, and I'm just looking forward to being on the field again with my boys and enjoying it for sure.
All right, guys, I want to thank you, Tino Best in India, and of course, Fidel Edwards there in Antigua. Keep on going, and we look forward to seeing you do much better things for the West Indies. You're watching Line and Length in association with Mass United Insurance. We got so much more. Don't you move.
When we come back on Line and Length in association with Mass United Insurance, we hear from Reverend Sir Wes Hall about his new statue.
Life comes at you fast. At Mass United Insurance, we pride ourselves on being here for our customers when they need us. And even though we can't step in and prevent disasters, we can be there for you when they happen. That's why it pays to be a part of the Massey United Insurance family. We provide insurance for almost anything you need, with service that goes above and beyond your expectations.
So when you need general insurance for home, auto, accident, commercial, marine, and travel,
Massey United Insurance has got you covered, because we're here for everything.
Visit us online at masseyunitedinsurance.com.
Hi, I'm Barry Wilkinson, and I'm excited about our new season of Line and Length in association with Massey United Insurance. This season, we are happy through our sponsors to assist junior athletes and sports persons on a monthly basis to be the beneficiary of a donation of sporting gear. Clubs, coaches, and sporting organizations can nominate persons to receive assistance. The donations will be given each month to assist with social improvements and a relief program aimed at exposing and promoting youth in sport throughout the Caribbean. How to reach us to submit your nomination? Send me an email to the address below, or send a note to our Facebook page or our IG page. Tell us about your athlete and why they should receive the support. Nominations for the month should be submitted no later than the 15th of every month. After a careful selection process, a donation will be made in a different island every month starting from March 2021. I'm so excited, and we must thank Massey United Insurance. So get writing and watching the new season of Line and Length. Reverend Sir Wes Hall finally got his statue unveiled at Kensington Oval last year, November 30th. He sat down with us to look back at his glittering career in part 1 of this series. All right, what a pleasure it is to be talking to Reverend Sir Wes Hall right here at his home, looking as young as ever. Sir Wes, it's so good to see you. We're here, of course, to talk, first of all, a little bit about a very big event that you're going to be celebrating very soon. Some might say it's overdue, but you're going to be having your statue unveiled at Kensington Oval. How do you feel about such a thing happening? And it's going to be going right next to another great man who used to bowl with at Kensington Oval, the Right Excellent Sir Gary Sobers. How do you feel about that?
Barry, I can hardly tell you, simply because as a youngster, you want to play. 2 things I wanted when I was 8 years old, and that was going to Commonwealth because I like the cricket system, and also playing for the West Indies. And people always criticize me and say, why do West Indies say Barbados? And I said, well, look, if you play for the West Indies, it's obvious that you play for Barbados. But if you play for Barbados, they not mean you had to play for West Indies.
That's a very good way of looking at it.
And I tell you, I was very loquacious though in those days. You would probably say, no, I still am.
You still are.
But, the point is that you cannot plan in your life for having a statue. You could plan many things. You could, you could hope to be an artist, you could hope to be a footballer, a Usain Bolt or something like that. All those are things that young people would aspire to be. But see a statue, I don't think you will ever, it has never really come across my mind. But it's humbling, and it's, I'm surprised, to be honest with you. But I would say that I when I look around and see the great players that we have had in Barbados, like the 3 W's for sure, Gordon and Desi and Big Bird and Seymour, all these fellas, they're real icons. So that, when you're given an award like that, you tend to look around and see who are the people who help you to be what you are, and you think, well, it's for all of us, and you say to yourself, well, the time will come when the others will be in the same bracket, and that helps you a lot, because you'll never really understand. Because you see, if you go around thinking that it must happen to you when there are other people vying for the same spot, well, then you might be very disappointed. So the best thing to do is to be cool, and if it comes, thank God, from whom all blessings flow.
So Gary seems to have just been calling you. So, I want to talk a little bit about him. You guys played at Kensington together. You bowled in a test match. I think it was 58. It might have been when West Indies played England. You actually, I think you bowled from one end, he bowled from the other. What was it like playing cricket with such a great figure? And it would have been early days. You might not know how he would have ended his career. But what was it like playing with Sir Gary Sobers?
Well, it was great because, I met Sir Gary 72 years ago. I played a match for St. Giles in 1948, and he was at Bay Street. But he was already a star. Not really a batting star, but he was a bowling star. His brother, Gerald, was a batting star. And so, going through the years and playing with him, I played 48 test matches, and I had 44 successive matches with him in the team. And I think it was really educational. So he was such a great player. I remember in 1962, I was voted the fastest bowler in the world and the number one bowler in the world. And in that very year, I was playing for Queensland and he was playing for South Australia. And they were playing at our home ground, the Gabba, and he came out and the first ball he got, he edged it in the slips to me, and I dropped it. And he said, Blues, what's the time? I said, there you are, sleepy eyes again, because when he was at Bay Street, we used to call them the Chinese boys because they had sleepy eyes and they were brown skin, so they used to call them the Chinese boys. And I said, he said, what time is it? And I look at it and I said, well, if I could see, do you think you'll be still batting? He says, no man, tell me the clock is over there, tell me what the time. I said, it's 11:30. He said, oh, well, I'll bat then until 11:30 tomorrow. Let me tell you, it is true that prophecy did not really happen because he got out about, I think, 5 minutes before the end of play, but he was 196. Wow. So I bowled a ball, to a very fast ball in the 6 meter zone, flying up and things like that. And he was back in his crease very quickly and hit it over mid-wicket. Barry, I did not say I hit it over backward square. He hit it over mid-wicket for 6 down the gas station or something like that. It was amazing. And that I was perplexed, really. It had never happened to me before.
Wow.
And it hadn't happened since. I tell you, that evening I said, well, let's have some dinner. And I said, no, Sobi, what is all this? I mean, people hit me backwards, backwards square leg, I'm not even forward, but you're hitting me through mid-wicket. I mean, I think that is nearly impossible to a fast bowler, that is supposed to be the fastest in the world. And he said, listen, people don't understand this, Wes, but if you bowl, at the moment of your delivery, if your hand is in the vertical, that ball is up to me. If it's forward or vertical, it could only be short. So from the minute I see you with your hand there, I am in position, and all I want to do is to hit you for 6, not 4.
And next week, we're going to hear much more from the Reverend Sir Wes Hall. This has been Line and Length, brought to you in association with Massey United Insurance.